Hello Lisa, this is Eric at flexpvc.com. Okay, I'm going to make this video as fast as I can because it's going to be really long and it's going to take forever to upload. So I'll go as quickly as I can, and I'll send you the part numbers of everything that I maybe mumble or you miss out on this video. Okay, this little part here, this is the one that allows you to do what we need to do. It's called a pipe extender, and here's how it works. It goes into a pipe and extends a pipe. Now normally what happens is when we use these, the pipe is in the ground and it's been cut flush and there's no way to connect to it, so you put these extenders on it and then you can put a fitting on it. In your case, what you've got is it coming out at an angle like this, and you've got a baloney cut, okay, because it came out and they cut it so that it wouldn't be sticking out. Your problem is you've got to have a perpendicular cut to your pipe. That's what this drawing is here. This is what you have. You have to cut that pipe so that you get perfectly perpendicular, which means you're on the bottom, you're going to be pretty much right up against your wall. Like I said, this can be done. You have to be careful, but good tradesmen can do this. So you'll want to cut this so that it's perpendicular, so this fitting extender goes in. Okay, you're going to do that on all three of these. Here's 1, 2, 3. Okay, these are my details, and this is the overall big picture of what we're going to do. Okay, so I'll do this one first. I just did it. It's very easy. You're going to cut this so that it has a square cut to the length of the pipe, perpendicular. You're going to glue this in. You're going to let it sit there overnight. You really want to let this sit overnight. These are a little bit loose. This is a pretty good fitting on this one, but the problem is the inside diameter of the pipe is not to tolerance. Only the outside diameter is to tolerance, and so this inside can vary a little bit. So it could be a little loose fitting or it could be a little tight fitting in your situation. Either way, it'll be fine for what you're doing because the glue will make up the difference. You're going to primer this, glue this, put it in there, push it in all the way, hold it for 10-15 seconds, make sure it stays in position, let go. As long as it doesn't move, forget it. You're going to do all three of these, and you're going to let it sit overnight, and you're going to let them get good and hard and dry. Okay. That's going to be this one and this one. This one down here, what you have coming out of the wall is a fitting. It's a fitting that's coming out of the wall that somebody's cut like this. Okay. You got to do the same thing. You have to cut this so that it's perpendicular to the length of the pipe. And then what you have to do is you have to get a short piece. You're just going to take a very short piece of pipe, cut it off about this long, so that it fits up inside here. When you cut this off, you want to make sure that you have enough socket so you can get a piece of pipe in here. Then what's going to happen is you're going to put the pipe in here, then this fitting extender is going to go in here like that. Okay, this is pretty much what you're going to have 3 times. Alright, after that's all done and set up, now you come to the second part. Now, this here is really complicated. Well, it's pretty complicated. It's way more complicated than the first one because I did not realize these various height changes. I was thinking they're all at the same height. It'd be really easy. I didn't realize we got this access here right exactly where we don't need it to be, at least for this project. Okay, there's another thing here. You don't want to have water sitting in your plumbing. What I was originally going to do, thinking these are all at the same height, was just go across. They're all going to drain. You'll be fine. The problem is this one right here. This guy's really high, this guy's really low, this guy's in the middle. We have to drain this one right here. So here's how I propose you do it. Here's your pipe coming up out of the ground, going to connect your wherever you're going to send this out to the street or into the sewer. What I suggest you do is trench down a little bit. You don't have to go crazy down. You'll see why in a minute, but you're going to go down a little bit, and you're going to try and take this pipe here. This is a horizontal pipe, and you're going to put it right at dirt level and a little bit down, okay? You want a little bit of a slope here. This will be a little higher here. This is going to be a little bit lower here. Not a lot. 2 inches of difference over 13 feet is plenty. So you're going to trench down towards this area so that this pipe here is down below your access. You don't want this up inside the access. That's why I'm suggesting you cut this, trench down a little bit to lower this end so that it goes underneath your access. This one here is no problem based on your video. You got plenty of room down here. But this is almost right at ground level. So you need to get this pipe below that, or you probably want to. And that way you get a slope. The water will come down here, drain, go down, fine. Okay, this here is the real tricky part. Okay, once again, originally I was going to go straight down, but then I realized from your video that this is in the worst possible position. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a big long arch with flexible PVC pipe. This is flexible PVC pipe. We have Ultra Flex, what you can tell right here, see? This is Ultra Flex, meaning it's a little more flexible. Here's the standard flex, okay? It's still flexible, and I can flex this, but it takes a lot of muscle to do it. Ultra Flex is a lot easier, okay? So you're going to use a piece of Ultra Flex here. And what you got here is a T, That's going to be this guy right here. You got a T, you got a 90. Okay, this is going down your drain. This T is this T here. That 90, that's 90. Okay, then you're going to have a second T right here, approximately. I don't know because it's going to depend on just how far away this other fitting is. And you're going to see, I'll show you how to do this one in a second because these two are the same, but they're a little different. All right, so you're going to have a T like this. This is going to come up. This T is right here. This is going to come up and catch that other one. Then you have probably a pretty short piece of pipe, and it's going to come over to a 90, okay, which is going into this last one. I can't tell exactly from the video how far these things are going to be, but you can figure it out. Or, well, the guy doing it's going to be able to figure it out. So here's the tricky part. You're going to have this coming out of the wall. You're going to, remember I said you got this coming out, you're going to cut it off, and you're going to have this little pipe extender sticking out. Okay, on this one, what you're going to do down here is you're going to probably put a 45, because looking at that picture, they're coming out about like this. So you're going to end up, I'll do it like this. It's coming out like this. So you're going to put a 45 in there. I think by the time you put a 45 in there, it might go a little bit too far from vertical, but that's okay because you're going to use flexible pipe like this to connect to the 90 down here. So it should be fine. A 45 is fine. And we have 22, I grabbed a 22 degree street fitting. So if you need a little more angle to bring it back, more vertical, you can use this. If not, you can just go straight from here down into that 90. Okay, but over here it's a completely different story because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be going this way and this way. Okay, so this guy's going to come out here, same thing. This is easy. This is what you're going to have coming out of the wall, and this 90 is going to go into it, and that's this 90 here. I didn't draw it here, just no room. So this 90 is going to be right here, and this is going to come out, and this is what's it's going to be up like here, and it's going to make this big long arch going around your access to these T on a T, which is going to look like this. So this guy's over here like that, okay? And here's your flexible pipe like that. Okay, over here, this one, remember this is the weird one. I think this is the weird one. You've got this fitting, you're going to put a little piece of pipe in here, you're going to have this fitting extender sticking out like that. That's going to allow you to put a 90 right here. This 90 is going to allow you to shoot this over in the direction of this T right here, all right? So that's how you're going to do it. I've got some of these part numbers here on the drawing, but I'll send them to you in the email as well. Standard T 401-020, standard 90 406-020. These are, I can't remember the part numbers for these, but I'll put them in the email for you, but this is a key part. I'm recommending that you do this in pressure rated fittings. The only reason I'm recommending it is because I anticipate some stresses right in this area here, because you're going to use a little piece of flex here, you're going to use flex here, you're going to use flex here. There's going to be a little bit of stress in there. You cannot glue flexible PVC pipe into drainage fittings because drainage fittings have a very shallow socket that's just not enough to for the flexible to grab onto. You need pressure sockets which are a lot deeper and allows the flexible pipe to go up inside there and get a good glue joint. So even though this is not a pressurized system, I really recommend you use pressurized fittings, okay? Or fittings rated for pressure strictly because they have the socket depth that you need for the flexible PVC pipe. All right, I'm sure I probably forgot something. I really did mean to go through this really fast, and this is what happens. Okay, here's my drawing up here, just in case. I'll go through it again. This is this fitting extender right here. Here's your elbow, which is going to be for this one here I'm anticipating. Over here I got the same thing, but here's the cutoff fitting coming out of the wall. Again, this is going to be critical. Now, I looked at that picture. This is going to be really hard to do. As long as you have a little bit of socket in there that you can get the extender to go up in there and fit, you're going to be okay. But this has to be cut this way, perpendicular, because if this is cut at an angle, this won't go in properly. It really needs to seat in all the way. That's a short little piece of pipe. This is the fitting extender right here. This, originally, I thought it was going to be 45, but so I drove it at 45, but since this is coming over this T, to come over to this T over here, it's going to be a 90. Anyway, so you'll get something like this. It's going to be like this. Here's your cut existing one. It's going to go in there like that. It's going to look something like that. All right. I apologize that I rushed through this. The problem is I know this video is going to get really big and it takes forever to upload to YouTube because we have terrible internet connection. Okay, I hope this helped you, Lisa, and I'll, like I said, email you the part numbers for everything in the video. Okay, email, call me if you have any questions. Thank you. Oops.